woman wants to prove that her ex fathered her son. She stated that their relationship was moving forward until he left her for a woman that she claims is old enough to be his mom. So she believes she's the reason that he's denying paternity.
And when he left me, I felt abandonment because when I was younger, at 13 years old, my dad had hung himself because of drug use. And then
Okay, well, I mean, that does suck. Like 5 years later, her mom died of cancer, and she was 18 at the time. And when he left her, she was 7 months pregnant, and she felt abandonment and pain and agony. Well, 3 months later, she went out and used it. Conforming to what she said, she feels ashamed of that because she went to jail. It was then she had time to think that she wanted to be clean for her and for her son.
Beginning. She simply lied. She's cheated on me with her ex, like, what, 3-4 times?
No, only
Something like
one.
that. Okay, she would go to the store.
She submitted a picture of him with her sonogram picture. He was showing the picture to everybody at work, and Miss Faulkner stated that she'd asked him why he was showing people a picture of a baby he didn't even know was his. Mrs. Faulkner wasn't even in a relationship with him at the time, obviously. So I really don't understand what business of hers it was that he was showing people the picture.
I was like, okay, yeah, I want a DNA test. She was okay with it. And then after the baby's born, I asked for it. She freaks out. She doesn't want to do it all of a sudden.
Is that true, Miss Clark?
Yes, that is true. I felt my baby was conceived the time that we were together. It wasn't conceived when I was with that.
She admitted to cheating on him and also understands why he believes there might be a possibility that the kid's not his. He explained that she'd sent him a message on her brother's phone and a picture of a baby. He was at work at the time he got the message and was talking about being an uncle, so he thought the baby was born. Well, it appeared that she had sent him a picture of a fake baby.
The fake baby, I understand that.
To see if he would like show any interest of seeing his son because he wasn't
You
doing
showed
that.
him a picture of a fake baby as if the baby had been born.
Yeah.
Yes.
A newborn baby. I got a picture on my cell phone. While I was at work, I showed my manager and ran home.
After the baby was born, she asked him to come and see the baby, but gave him a condition not to have Miss Faulkner drop him off or come to the hospital, as she found it disrespectful. Miss Faulkner's really doing too much. Judge Lauren had to ask if she ruined their relationship. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she did.
They were over with.
Was Jesse friends with your son?
Yes, he was.
Interesting. Why is it that you're so certain that Jesse is not Miss Clark's?
I never said I was certain.
She stated that she never said she was certain, she only said that there was doubt. She had previously told the court that she would never be with a man that didn't take care of his kids. But it looks like in this particular case, she's the one stopping a man from being a father of a child that might actually be his.
Him or whatever, if he wants to see him, he said, I can't right now, I'm busy.
That is not true.
I want to take care of the baby. I tried taking care of the baby. You would not let me.
Okay, how many diapers have you bought? You only bought 2 packs of diapers. You didn't buy
We bought
anything,
stuff for the
so-
baby. She refused. She said because Joanne got it.
Without Miss Faulkner in the picture, he hasn't individually done anything for the baby. But according to him, he's helped to provide financially when he could. He believes that she's an unfit mother and petitions the court for custody of the kid because she'd stuck a needle in her body and a baby's when she was 7 months pregnant.
An absolute irresponsible action which was inexcusable. I heard her say that. I also heard her say that she has done everything she can to get clean. Now, have you witnessed her improvement?
Well, yeah, it's court mandated.
Okay, I mean, I've known people that have recovered, so I think maybe she could deserve a second chance. At least she's admitted to being ready to fix things. And honestly, admitting that she's got a problem was already the first step on the road to fixing it. He also stated that he has seen improvements too, and it appears that he's not working, neither is Ms. Faulkner, and they've got the nerves to want to snatch a kid from its mother. Like, I can understand wanting to get it out of that environment, but be able to take care of the kid first, bro. Anyway, it's time for the results.
Mr. Newby, you are the father.
Okay, so we're starting off a little interesting here because we've got fraternal twins who are confronting a man who claims that he's searched for them for nearly 30 years. With them in court is their mother's ex-boyfriend who also believes he's their biological father.
Time we was talking, there was kids running around the living room. I mean, just running around like kids do. And so there was two kids, basically, a boy and a girl. One time, they both stopped at the same time and looked at me, okay? And next thing you know, the boy just took off.
The daughter ran and jumped in his arms, and she didn't want to leave him. When he saw this, she was revealed that it was probably because she knew he was her father. That little girl was Mr. Waddell. She disagreed with him and explained that she'd only just heard of him 3 years ago when he messaged her on Facebook claiming to be her father.
Remember?
The only thing that I remember is I do remember when I was a little girl and my mom let me go with a man who I called Mark. I didn't even call him Dad. I didn't call him Manny. His name was...
He took interest in her and her mother just to let her go with him. They'd go get ice cream or go to the park, and he'd take her back home. He then came one day and told her that this was the last time he was going to be seeing her because he was moving away. That was a year or so before her mom passed on.
Columbus, Ohio. I don't know what it was. It was a big boom. There's a lot of males that were named Emmanuel. I knew 6 people named Emmanuel myself. So I didn't want these people to keep, everybody in the whole city, keep interfering with me thinking I'm this Emmanuel and I'm this Emmanuel. Mark is my middle name.
That actually really doesn't make any sense. Changing your name because there were a lot of people bearing the same name is kind of a not so smart move. Mr. Marchand stated that he always heard Renard, but not Emmanuel, and he didn't meet Renard until he was 25. Those are some names. Okay. Miss Waddell told the court that her family members had always told her that Mr. Walls was her father.
I knew they was twins until shortly before the accident. Her mother had got into a really bad car accident. Prior to that, that's when I was over there to pick her up one weekend, and I brought her back on Sundays like I normally do. Me and her mother sat down and talked.
He asked her why she kept on saying they were twins because they didn't look anything alike to him. It was then she told him that Marchand was Miss Waddell's twin, which was also his kid. He then asked her right there why she never told him this. He then told the court that it took him 7 months to get himself together.
Came back up on the weekend to come to get her. And I told her point blank to the guardian, I said, I'm here to get Marilyn. She told me, you're not gonna get her. I don't trust you, I don't know you, you're not gonna go with him.
If we're twins,
I was there with
at
Marilyn.
this point he knows that we're twins, right?
My foster family bought me.
He went to family services, told them he was the father, and also told them what happened and what was planned. Her caseworker then told him that a lady had called them to tell them that a man was claiming to be their father and was coming to get them. She didn't want them to be released to him, so child services took the kids out of their home and poof, they were gone.
Took my brother in 2015, and we just sitting there talking one day in the living room, and I'm always talking about them when they was her, especially her when she was little. And I said, I done tried this, I done tried that, whatever the case may be. He said, you ever try Facebook?
He inputted Miss Waddell's name and it popped up and he started crying. Miss Waddell asserted that when she got the text saying he was her father, she didn't think he was. She decided to meet him because he was adamant that he was her father. Considering she didn't know her dad, she decided to take the step.
Old Mr. Walls was your dad?
Yes. We were told that Mr. Walsh was our father, but he wasn't there either.
Oh,
So
okay.
I met him about 8 years ago.
I'm Roy Johnson and Marilyn's dad.
You are?
Yeah, I know they're my kid.
They really have been through a lot. Mr. Walls doesn't have any doubts that they're his. He was at work when their mother came to tell him she was pregnant, and when she did, he just said, okay, because he knew he was in a, porky hee-hee kind of relationship with her. He was with her throughout the pregnancy, but he never knew she had a relationship with Mr. Hinton.
2 are not the only men who claim to be my dad. There's also 2 other men who claim to be my father.
What in the world?
Yeah. Yeah.
When Mr. Hinton speaks about you, he speaks as if he tried, he speaks as if he loved you, he speaks as if he accepted you all.
Miss Waddell seemed to have some kind of resentment and animosity towards Mr. Hinton, wonder why, that she never showed when she was talking about Mr. Walls or any of the other men. She explained that this is because he always talks about how he looked for them for years, but she believed he didn't try hard enough.
Animosity and honestly a lot of resentment towards him because he just always talked about how...
The court performed an individual paternity test on them because fraternal twins could have different biological fathers, but it's also been determined that they share the same father. Whew, that could be complicated. So let's check out the results.
The father is Mr. Walls.